When you think of Brazil, the first images that likely come to mind are those of vibrant carnival celebrations, with streets overflowing with music, color, and energy. You might picture samba dancers in dazzling costumes, moving in perfect rhythm, their joy infectious as they parade through Rio de Janeiro's famous avenues. The city pulses with life, and for many, this is the Brazil they know, a place of endless parties, laughter, and unforgettable festivities. And of course, towering above it all, the iconic Christ the Redeemer statue stands with open arms, watching over the golden sands of Copacabana and Ipanema, where locals and tourists alike gather to soak up the sun and the city's electric atmosphere. These are the images that fill postcards and travel brochures, painting a picture of a country defined by its coastlines and its celebrations. But these snapshots are just the cover of Brazil's story. They're the first pages in a much deeper, more complex narrative. Beyond the beaches and the city lights, there's a Brazil that few outsiders ever truly see. A Brazil that exists far from the tourist trails and the familiar rhythms of urban life. The real depth of this country lies far from the bustling coast, deep within its vast green heart. Here the landscape transforms dramatically, giving way to the endless expanse of the Amazon rainforest, a world so immense and so alive that it feels like stepping into another universe entirely. To truly understand Brazil, you have to leave behind the city's constant noise, the rush of traffic, and the glow of neon lights. You must venture into the Amazon, where the rules of the city no longer apply. Here, time is measured not by clocks, but by the rise and fall of the river, the calls of distant birds, and the shifting patterns of sunlight through the canopy. In this world, rivers replace highways, winding through the jungle like lifelines. The air is thick and humid, heavy with the scent of earth, rain, and blooming flowers. Every breath feels different, full of mystery and possibility. The sounds are unfamiliar too, the constant hum of insects, the distant roar of howler monkeys, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. This is the Brazil that few ever witness, ancient, mysterious, and deeply connected to the rhythms of nature. It's home to indigenous communities whose lives are woven into the fabric of the rainforest itself, their traditions and knowledge passed down through countless generations. Here, survival depends on understanding the land, respecting its power, and living in harmony with its cycles. My journey began with this transition, from the familiar comforts of the city to the untamed wilds of the Amazon. I set out hoping to catch a glimpse of the hidden lives of the rainforest's indigenous peoples, to learn from their wisdom, and to experience a side of Brazil that most never even imagine exists. This is a different Brazil, one that challenges, surprises, and inspires at every turn. The Amazon isn't just a forest. It's a living, breathing world, a place where every leaf, every drop of water, and every gust of wind plays a part in a vast, interconnected system. Stretching across 9 countries and covering over 5.5 million square kilometers, the Amazon is the largest tropical rainforest on Earth, and its influence reaches far beyond its borders. Often called the lungs of the planet, the Amazon produces more than 20% of the world's oxygen, cycling carbon dioxide, and helping to stabilize our global climate. Its trees and plants act as a giant filter, purifying the air we all share. From above, it's an endless green sea, a rolling unbroken canopy that stretches to the horizon, hiding secrets and stories beneath its emerald waves. On the ground, it's a layered universe teeming with life. The forest is a cathedral of towering trees, tangled vines, and thick undergrowth, each layer home to its own unique community of creatures. Sunlight barely reaches the forest floor, filtered through countless leaves above, creating a world of shadows and dappled light. Every inch is alive with moss, insects, and the constant hum of nature. Ants march in endless lines, butterflies flash brilliant colors, and the air is thick with the scent of earth and growing things. The rivers are the main roads here, winding through the jungle like arteries, connecting remote villages and distant corners of the forest. These waterways carry boats past pink dolphins that glide silently beneath the surface, mysterious and playful, symbols of the river's magic. Fishermen in hand-carved canoes paddle quietly, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of the river, relying on its bounty for food and transport. Travel is slow, forcing you to notice the details: giant lily pads that look like floating dinner plates, sudden downpours that drench the world in minutes, and the ever-changing moods of the river itself. the air is alive with the ever-present chorus of birds and frogs, a symphony of calls and songs that never truly stops, day or night. The Amazon's beauty is raw and untamed, demanding respect and attention. It is a place where nature reigns supreme, and every moment is a reminder of the wild power and delicate balance of life. It's within this living labyrinth that some of the world's most isolated cultures still thrive, their traditions and knowledge shaped by centuries of coexistence with the forest. Here, the forest is both home and protector, a place of mystery, abundance and deep connection, where every breath is a whisper from the lungs of the world. After days of travel, we reached the edge of a world few outsiders ever see, the lands of an uncontacted tribe. Signs of their presence appeared first, a woven basket by a stream, subtle tree markings, a silent language of the forest. We approached with care, guided by strict protocols to observe, not intrude. Hidden in a clearing, their homes blended seamlessly with the jungle, built from palm leaves and wood. Smoke from a central fire signaled daily life, while children played by the water and adults moved with quiet purpose. Their bodies were adorned with natural dyes, each pattern telling a story. Witnessing this harmony between people and nature was humbling, a glimpse into a way of life nearly forgotten by the modern world. Life here is a partnership with the forest, not a struggle against it. The day begins with the sun and the sounds of the jungle, not alarms. Men hunt with bows and arrows. Women and children tend gardens and gather wild foods, all using knowledge passed down for generations. The river is their lifeline, providing food, water, and a place to play. Children learn by doing, absorbing the rainforest's secrets firsthand. Evenings bring the community together to share food, stories, and laughter around the fire. Their lives flow with the river, simple, purposeful, and rich in connection. Here, community and nature are inseparable. Each tribe's culture is as intricate as the forest itself. Unique languages, beliefs, and art woven into daily life. Body paint and feather headdresses aren't just decoration, they're living symbols of identity and tradition. Spirituality is central. Shamans use deep knowledge of plants to heal and connect with the spirit world. Music and dance are woven into rituals and celebrations using instruments crafted from the forest. Stories and songs pass down vital knowledge about animals, plants, and the cosmos. These traditions are survival guides, preserving wisdom that has sustained them for centuries. Their culture is a living library, deeply intertwined with nature. We learned their stories through our guides, who became our bridge to a world both ancient and alive. Each day, as we walked beneath the emerald canopy, our guides shared not just words, but the very heartbeat of the forest. Their voices carried the wisdom of generations, echoing through the leaves and across the riverbanks. They interpreted the subtle language of the forest and its people, revealing secrets hidden in the rustle of leaves, the call of distant birds, and the patterns left by animals in the mud. Every plant, every track, every sound had a story, and our guides patiently unraveled them for us. One elder could predict storms by watching ants. He would kneel quietly, eyes following their hurried movements, reading the signs that most would miss. This was a skill honed over a lifetime, passed down from parent to child, a living testament to the deep connection between people and place. His predictions, drawn from the smallest details, were more accurate than any forecast technology could offer. The forest, he said, always speaks to those who listen. We witnessed a healing ceremony, an ancient ritual where the shaman called upon the spirits of the forest, blending song, smoke, and prayer. The shaman prepared herbal medicine with practiced hands, grinding leaves and roots, whose properties were known only to those who had spent a lifetime learning from the land. The community gathered in support, forming a circle of hope and solidarity. Their presence was a reminder that healing here is not just physical but spiritual and communal. By the next day, a child who had been ill was already recovering, laughter returning to the village. The celebrations that followed were vibrant and heartfelt, coming-of-age rituals filled with dance, music, and pride in tradition. Young people painted with natural dyes, moving to the rhythm of drums, their faces shining with excitement and belonging. But there are also stories of threat, tales whispered around the fire, of forests shrinking and traditions at risk. The distant sound of chainsaws, smoke from illegal fires, and polluted streams are constant reminders of the dangers encroaching from beyond the trees. The land that sustains them is under siege, and every scar on the forest is felt deeply. Encounters with outsiders often bring fear and mistrust, as history has taught them to be wary of broken promises and lost lands. Yet, despite these challenges, their joy is real. Children play, families laugh, and the community celebrates every small victory. But so is the fragility of their peace. The sense of vulnerability lingers, a quiet undercurrent beneath the daily rhythms of life. The outside world is never far away, its presence felt in the distant hum of engines, the shadow of helicopters, and the uncertain future that hovers over the forest. Yet the stories carved in bark and memory endure, a testament to resilience and hope. These tribes' survival hangs by a thread, threatened by deforestation, mining, and disease. Every lost hectare is a lost home, pharmacy, and sacred space. Diseases from outsiders can devastate entire communities, making isolation their best protection. Illegal loggers and miners bring violence, and the tribes have little recourse beyond the forest's vastness and the advocacy of distant allies. Laws exist to protect their lands, but enforcement is a constant battle. Despite everything, these communities endure, resilient, resourceful, and determined. But the pressures of the modern world are relentless. Their fight is for survival, autonomy, and the right to exist on their own terms. In a world obsessed with speed and consumption, the Amazon's hidden tribes offer a different lesson. Their wealth is measured in community, health, and harmony with nature, not possessions. Their sustainable ways of living are a blueprint for balance, taking only what the forest can give. They understand the web of life, where every plant and animal matters. Their social structure values cooperation, shared resources, and respect for elders. These are not relics, but vital lessons for our future. Their quiet wisdom may hold the key to a more sustainable world. Leaving the Amazon, the city's noise feels foreign. The forest lingers in your mind. This journey changes you, replacing assumptions with respect and curiosity. The tribes are not just subjects of documentaries, they are people with families, histories, and dreams. Their future depends on our willingness to protect their lands and respect their choices. By safeguarding the Amazon, we protect a vital ecosystem and a piece of our shared humanity. I hope this glimpse sparks your curiosity and support for those telling these stories. Let's keep exploring, learning, and honoring the diversity of our human family.